Imagine you're at one of those art parties you always dreamed about being invited to. Maybe it's your opening. Curator of the Museum of Modern Art, your favorite artist of all time, and Oprah are all there. Rather than hiding in the bathroom, you're actually talking to people because they are genuinely curious about your work. An elevator pitch is a quick description that gets the main idea across. It's essentially the super condensed version of your artist statement. Using the ideas that we've generated so far this semester and the drafts of your artist statement, make sure you can clearly answer each of these questions in less than a minute. Form. You need to be able to talk about the formal aspects of your work, especially when it's not your opening, but you still meet somebody and they ask you, what kind of work do you make? Or what's your work like? One sentence that describes what your work is like. Content. Because they haven't been brainwashed by me, they're probably going to fall into the about trap. What's your work about? Be able to talk about your content in a coherent and reasonable manner. Talk about your interests. Talk about how it's expressed in the work. What is your content? What's your work about? Process. You're going to get lots of process questions, especially by non-artists. How'd you do that? How long did it take you? What's that made out of? Be ready, have an answer. And then think about your work critically. What is the question that you get over and over that is specific to your work? What are the things that all the visiting critics in studio classes start to question? What do you have to explain every time you have a new teacher? What's the question that your mom asks when she looks at your work and you can tell that she's proud of you but doesn't like your work anymore? Couple of gentle reminders. You want to learn the key concepts and phrases, but you don't have to worry about memorizing a shtick. Try not to sound like you've rehearsed this, but totally rehearse this. That's what the car ride over to your opening is for. Get ready, not only so that you can answer the question, but so that you can answer the question over and over again without sounding like a broken record. Avoid jargon or overly technical talk, especially about process. People are curious, but they don't necessarily need a recipe. Don't mention artists your mom hasn't heard of. Try to pay attention to social cues. Get comfortable enough with talking about your work that you don't have to hesitate or say every third word. Many of us are introverts, so be mindful of your defensive body postures. If you notice that you're basically curling up into the fetal position and crying, probably you need to take a deep breath and relax. Just try to be natural or do what a human would do. Relax. Don't get so focused on getting your elevator pitch, your spiel out, that you aren't responding to your conversation partner. In fact, let them talk. Ask them questions. Get them excited about your work, and let them explain why. Always be positive. Accept a compliment with grace, or figure out a non-committal statement that is factually accurate. If somebody points out their favorite piece, don't tell them that you hate that one and only included it because you dropped a much better piece in the gutter on the way to the show. Try to be open and let the viewer into the work. They want to know the story behind the creation. And remember, these are just people. Well, except for Oprah. She's a deity of some kind.